There are a lot of sayings that we hear over and over in the course of our lives. A lot of these we hear so much that we just accept them as truth. The biggest problem with this is that a lot of these sayings have changed over the years, with important bits being left out, and thus the meaning of the sayings change. Today we're going to look at 5 familiar sayings and what the sayings actually are and how the meanings have changed. I'm Ollamh, and welcome to 5 Count Friday.
You think you know me? You think you can catch me? You think you can trust me? Nobody knows the secret that I keep deep in my soul.
This is quite possibly the most commonly used saying on the list. Money is the root of all evil, which we accept as meaning that doing something for money can lead to evil, or having a lot of money makes someone evil. It's pretty easy to accept that when the people who seem to have the most money are more worried about things than people. But that isn't the actual saying. The proper saying is the love of money is the root of all sorts of evil. It means that doing something to get money because you love money can lead you down some very evil paths. The love of money can lead to a life of crime or lead to making evil business decisions. It still fits with our current world. The people who love money above their fellow humans make policies and decisions that will get them more money at the cost to other people. But earning money to pay for survival is not evil. Think of the difference between Donald Trump's business practices and Bill Gates. They both earn lots of money, but only one donates regularly to charities and has stated that he will donate his entire fortune when he dies. The saying, "Jack of all trades, master of none," means that someone who tries to learn a little of everything is not going to be particularly well trained in any of them. We tend to accept this version because we value specializing in a particular job. If you focus on one thing, then you can be the best there is. But again, this is not the full saying. The actual saying is "Jack of all trades, master of none," but oftentimes better than a master of one. This means that while you might not be the best, you are able to do more things and therefore have more value than someone who can only do one job really well. There can only be so many people who are the leaders in their field of study. Can you be sure that you're going to be one of them? Meanwhile, if you have a wide skill set, you are more likely to find gainful employment using one of those skills. Think of it like this. If you know a fair amount about home repair, plumbing, and electrical work, you will be able to do minor and maybe even medium work around the house without having to hire someone. If there are major problems, you will still need someone who is a master in the field, but you won't be spending as much money as someone who only focuses on one area that has nothing to do with home repair. The quote, "blood is thicker than water," generally is accepted as meaning that someone you are related to has a deeper connection than someone who is a friend. If you wind up in a position where you have to decide between backing a friend or a family member, this quote would guide you towards backing the family member. This is completely opposite to the actual quote. The original quote is, "The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb." As you can tell, they are saying that a formal agreement, specially agreed upon by blood, is thicker than the connection of having come from the same family origin. You can't choose your family, but you did choose to agree to the covenant, and the choice you made should hold more sway over your actions and decisions. Think of it like this. You were hired into a position, and a family member gets hired on as an underling. If that family member isn't doing their job properly, and the decision of what to do falls on you, who do you back? By the shortened version of the quote, it should be the family member. But the original quote says to back the business. If the family member isn't doing their job and the work guidelines say to punish them, you should punish the family member. I'm sure all of us have heard curiosity killed the cat at one time or another. Typically when we're asking questions that someone else doesn't want to answer. It is, in many ways, a veiled threat. If you keep indulging your curiosity, it is going to wind up getting you killed. Often it isn't as serious as that. Maybe it's just a teacher wanting to move on or a parent that is tired of your questions. The original quote has a second part though. It goes, curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. The ending changes the entire meaning. It means that curiosity without the satisfaction of an answer is bad. But getting a satisfactory answer will make it all better. If you are curious about something, do the research to find the answer that satisfies that curiosity. Think of it this way. If you're sleeping at night and having a peaceful dream and wake up because of a loud screeching sound, you are likely going to be curious about what the sound is. You have a choice at this point. Ignore it and go back to sleep, or satisfy your curiosity by finding out what is going on. If you ignore the curiosity, you might wind up dying in a house fire. But if you get up and satisfy your curiosity, you may well find that the screeching is the fire alarm and that satisfaction of your curiosity just saved your life. Lately, especially in the United States, people have been using the quote, "my country, right or wrong," a lot. The idea behind this quote is that you stand with the country you live in, whether it is doing the right thing or the wrong thing. If you support your country only part of the time, then you are somehow less of a patriot than the people using the quote. The problem is, there's an important part missing. The original quote is, "my country, right or wrong. If right, to be kept right. If wrong, to be set right." The conditions don't diminish the patriotism of the quote, but add a certain obligation to the patriot. If someone who backs their country completely sees wrong things being done, it is their job as patriotic citizens to stand up and help guide the country to the right path. This is a difficult one to put into terms as different countries have different laws and collective personalities. For example, what is legal and right in the United States won't be either legal or right in North Korea. Even within the United States, different political parties have drastically different opinions on what is right and wrong. For the United States, we have the Constitution and laws, which helps outline what is right and wrong. If you live in and believe in the United States, then you have to be willing to acknowledge when a candidate, even if they belong to your political party, is straying away from the Constitution and laws and work to set the country on the right path. So there are 5 commonly used sayings that have much different meanings when you look at the full original quotes. How many of them have you heard before? Did you know the original sayings before this video, or were they all new to you? How has your opinions of these sayings changed? I would love to know. So please, leave a comment down below, send us a tweet or a post on our Facebook page, and let us know. As always, thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to prod the subscribe button down below so that you can stay Tunda! For more from Ollamh Productions.
If you wanna see some crazy,
Cheerio!
so lazy, then you should meet me and my friends. Even
You
though
still
we
gonna
got
do it?
money, for sure
And
it's
I'll
funny.
send recording to her. Dude, stop. The bet is off. It's not fair. The game is broken. Nah, the bet is on.
Reasonable explanations. Aquaman has incredibly tough skin, muscles, and bones, to the point where he can withstand machine gun fire.